Zee Raka mode over infinity. You guys already know what's going on. Some more evolution, some more light codes, some dark codes coming around. Check out my page, Openly called The Paradox Paradigm on YouTube. I'll leave a link for it in the description. I was just thinking about how a lot of people out there are just being fooled, you know what I'm saying? And they're being the sheep. But what does the sheep see is just oftentimes the back of the shepherd, you know what I'm saying? He just follows the shepherd around, and it's time for you to become that shepherd. Or it's time for you to transcend and become the goat. Because what does the goat do? He's climbing to new heights every single day. He's scoping the world out from a bird's eye view. He ain't even a bird, you know what I'm saying? So, like, you gotta get up there, and, they're finding goats in trees now. They're not just stuck to mountains, you know what I'm saying? But the whole point is, like, you climb that mountain. A lot of people will send things about, like, how the sheep needs a shepherd because the wool will get too long and then it's bearing the extra weight because it was away from its shepherd and all this stuff. But the thing is, those sheep have been genetically modified to the point where they no longer have a naturally stopping, they no longer have a natural stopping point for their wool, their fleece, or whatever the hell you want to call it. The thing is, there was a time where they would get to a certain point and it would shed its fur. And then in the wild, they actually have a natural stopping point, and their fur will get to a certain point and it falls back out. You gotta become that goat. But you see what I'm saying? It's like, you can't constantly be led, and you can't constantly be looking for a teacher when everything around you can teach you, and you have the greatest amount of source of knowledge inside you already. So it's time to cut away from this shepherd. It's time to no longer be a sheep. It's time to turn into the goat, climb to new heights, and see the world for what it's actually about. There's endless ways to read the Bible, but most people are just caught up in one stagnant, stale view that somebody else has told them, and then they turn around and spit it word for word out like verbal diarrhea because they're only dealing with the left brain logical side. They're not actually allowing the soul and the spirit to flow through them. There's a spirit behind every little single thing around you. Every single thing around you has an electromagnetic frequency to it, and everything broken down comes down to energy, comes down to spirit, comes down to source. And the only thing that's differentiating you between those things, the frequency at which you are vibrating, and the frequency at which it is vibrating. And your thoughts aren't even your thoughts, they're just transmissions sent to you. Even quantum physicists can't figure out where consciousness is coming from. It is a guide for you to move yourself up to your highest self and be the biggest potential you are, and there's tons of codes in it. It's made into a physical representation having to do with, like, different glands inside of your body. And I was teaching this before about how your spine has the 33 degrees in the step, and your kundalini goes up into the mouth of God, and then it enters in your hypothalamus, pituitary gland, and your pineal gland are the light bearers, and they actually bring in the light from your eyes and all this stuff, right? Well, the Bible is telling you all this stuff, but it's not telling you out directly. You have to read it in codes. You can also read the Bible to understand the path of the sun and astrology, because it's all very pagan, and it comes down to the solar cross and the zodiacs, which goes back to zodiacus, meaning the womb man, because nothing comes in or out of here without the womb, right? And why is that important? It's because as much as they like to say that politics and religion shouldn't be one and one, it is. And when you go into a courtroom and it's only a corporate structure, they try to make you swear on top of the Bible. So that's why it's important to read your shit. They say that justice died on the cross. And what was it all about Jesus? He gave his life up for your sins by dying on the cross, right? Justice literally translates, well, the word justice literally translates to Jesus. So when Jesus died on the cross, they're saying justice died on the cross. And that's just the age of Pisces, because we're moving out of the age of Pisces. We're already in the age of Aquarius, and a lot of people don't know how to deal with it. We're in a whole new dimensional aspect of thinking. The magnetic field on the earth has dropped, and we're all brain powered up, man. Like, so high up compared to what people normally are. Their brain power is usually lagging, slagging down. We have a chance to be who we came here to be. You be that Christ, the anointed one. You be that Jesus. You be justice. Biblios means the study of. Heliotech, or helio, actually relates to the sun. So it's the study of the sun and the way that it's all going, and the way our solar system is going, and how Earth is literally a word that translates for the meaning of the third rock from the sun. But we all know that we're moving now, right? We're moving closer to the sun. And this is why it's important to get outside, you know what I'm saying? To sweat out your toxins, to get rid of all your parasites. At the same time, you need to make sure that you're not just following anybody's words word for word. There's knowledge for you here, there's knowledge for you over there. There's knowledge for that person here, and there's knowledge for that person over there too. The thing is, if you don't get all the knowledge that you need from one video, come back later, you know what I mean? Like another part of it might be for you at that time. At this point in your journey, not every little thing I say is for you. Not every little thing the 13th sun says for you. Not everything at 13 Cosmic Law Astrology Dark Lord Euclio Psi says is going to be for you. But they're all ways to expand your mind. And sometimes you need to expand your mind further than the bounds that you would have expected so that it's got the elasticity. And now you don't have such a narrow pathway. Anyways, this is kind of rambling. It's basically just a ramble. I had a bunch of things that I wanted to say, and I said them. So peace out, guys. I had a bunch of things that I wanted to say, and I said them. So peace in, Hotep, Namaste, 13 love to my brothers, my sea stars, and everything in between, 13.